Good evening, my dear guests. Tonight, I invite you to embark with me on a voyage across the dark waters of Lake Michigan toward a place where shadows linger and history whispers with unease. Beaver Island. Once a sanctuary, later a kingdom ruled by a self-proclaimed prophet, and now, a land haunted by secrets and silence. Its shores have witnessed visions of ghostly figures, the echo of prayers turned into cries, and stories of the restless who never found peace. Sit close and let the flicker of the candlelight be your only guide as we uncover the spectral tales of this mysterious island. I'm Sebastian, your host. Welcome to From Beyond.
Nestled deep within the vast expanse of Lake Michigan, approximately 32 miles off the coast of Charlevoix, lies an island shrouded in both breathtaking natural beauty and a past so peculiar it almost defies belief. This is Beaver Island, a place that, at 55.8 square miles, proudly claims its title as the largest island in Lake Michigan. From a distance, its verdant shores and tranquil waters whisper tales of peace and isolation, a perfect escape from the modern world. But beneath this serene facade lies a history far more tumultuous and enigmatic than its present-day charm suggests. It's a history marked by ambition, faith, conflict, and a king who ruled an American island kingdom. Join us as we uncover the layers of Beaver Island's extraordinary past, a story that continues to captivate historians, thrill seekers, and curious travelers alike. Long before any European foot touched its shores, Beaver Island was a sacred land, a vibrant home to the indigenous Ottawa people for at least 3 centuries. They called it Amikwagandad, meaning where the beavers live, a name that echoes the island's natural abundance. Evidence of their deep connection to this land remains in the form of ancient stone circles, such as the remarkable Beaver Island Sun Circle. This unusually symmetrical structure, spanning 397 feet in diameter and composed of approximately 39 stones and boulders, is estimated to be around 1,000 years old. It's believed to have served as a sophisticated solar and lunar calendar, or a navigational aid, aligning with solstices and constellations, a testament to the advanced understanding of the early inhabitants. These circles are considered sacred by the Anishinaabe-Moan and Anishinaabe cultures, hinting at a rich spiritual heritage that predates recorded history. The arrival of European trappers and traders in the early 19th century marked a new chapter, drawn by the island's rich fishing waters and strategic location. Small communities began to form, particularly at what became known as Whiskey Point, where fishermen and merchants thrived. Life on the island was defined by its isolation and the rugged beauty of the Great Lakes. It was a challenging existence, demanding resilience and self-sufficiency, yet it also offered unparalleled opportunities for those willing to brave its wild frontiers. This period laid the groundwork for the dramatic events that would soon unfold, transforming Beaver Island into a stage for one of America's most bizarre historical episodes. The year 1847 marked a pivotal moment in Beaver Island's history with the arrival of James Jesse Strang. A figure of immense charisma and profound controversy, Strang was a self-proclaimed prophet and a leader within the burgeoning Mormon faith. Following the assassination of Joseph Smith, the founder of Mormonism, Strang boldly asserted himself as Smith's rightful successor, directly challenging the authority of Brigham Young. Unable to garner widespread support for his claim, Strang led a splinter group, known as the Strangites, to the remote shores of Beaver Island, seeking to establish his own spiritual and temporal kingdom. What began as a small colony near an existing trading post rapidly expanded. By 1850, Strang's followers outnumbered the non-Mormon settlers, whom he referred to as Gentiles. In a move that solidified his absolute authority, James Strang declared himself King of Heaven and Earth, and in a theatrical ceremony in 1850 was crowned King of Beaver Island. His rule was nothing short of autocratic. He implemented a strict legal code, which included a ban on alcohol and tobacco, enforced tithing, and demanded unwavering loyalty from his subjects. Perhaps most controversially, Strang openly practiced and enforced polygamy, a doctrine that deeply alienated many and fueled growing resentment both within and outside his community. Under Strang's iron-fisted rule, the island was transformed. His industrious followers built roads, established farms, and even launched the first daily newspaper north of Grand Rapids. Yet, this rapid development came at a cost. The strictures of his theocracy, coupled with his claims of divine command and the practice of polygamy, created immense tension. Non-Mormon settlers, many of whom had been forcibly displaced, harboured deep animosity. Neighbouring communities viewed Strang's kingdom with suspicion and hostility, seeing it as a dangerous, isolated enclave. The stage was set for an inevitable clash, as the king's ambition and the island's isolation brewed a potent storm of conflict. As James Strang's reign progressed, the initial promise of a utopian community dissolved into a climate of fear and oppression. His autocratic rule grew increasingly severe, marked by allegations of piracy, wrecking, and outright violence against those who dared to defy him. Accounts from the period describe a system of harsh punishments, public floggings, and forced exiles for anyone deemed disloyal or who questioned his divine authority. The island, once a refuge, became a prison for many, with Strang's control extending into every aspect of his followers' lives. This internal strife was mirrored by escalating hostility from the outside world. Neighbouring communities, particularly the Irish fishermen who had been displaced, viewed Strang's kingdom as a dangerous cult and a threat to regional stability. Rumours of his polygamous practices and the perceived lawlessness of his followers fueled a growing desire to see his dominion dismantled. The tension reached a boiling point, culminating in a dramatic and violent end to Strang's rule. On July 9, 1856, James Jesse Strang walked onto the dock at St. James, the very town he had founded. There he was ambushed by two disgruntled former followers, Thomas Bedford and Alexander Wentworth. They shot him in the back and head. The assassins, reportedly aided by a US naval officer who allowed them to escape, brought a swift and brutal end to the self-proclaimed king. Strang lingered for a few weeks before succumbing to his wounds, but his death ignited a powder keg of retribution. The assassination triggered immediate and widespread chaos. Mobs, primarily composed of the Irish fishermen who had long resented Strang's presence, descended upon Beaver Island. In a violent and systematic expulsion, Strang's followers, the Strangites, were rounded up, their homes and property destroyed, and they were forcibly removed from the island. This brutal act marked the definitive end of the Mormon kingdom on Beaver Island, leaving behind a legacy of conflict, displacement, and a dark chapter in history. With the violent expulsion of the Strangites, Beaver Island entered a new, yet equally defining chapter. The island, now largely depopulated, became a beacon for a different kind of settler: Irish immigrants. Many of these were fishermen from County Donegal, Ireland, some of whom had been previously displaced by Strang's regime. They saw an opportunity in the island's abundant fishing grounds and the ready-made farms and infrastructure left behind by the Mormons. Eagerly, they relocated to Beaver Island in 1856 and 1857, transforming it into a predominantly Irish Catholic community. This new wave of settlers brought with them a rich cultural heritage and a deep connection to the sea. The Irish community thrived, establishing a robust fishing industry that would make Beaver Island a major supplier of freshwater fish in the United States for decades. Life was still challenging, marked by the isolation and the unpredictable nature of Lake Michigan. The waters surrounding Beaver Island are notorious for their treacherous conditions, leading to countless shipwrecks over the centuries. Tales of maritime disasters, including the possible resting place of La Salle's missing 1679 flagship, Le Griffon, became an integral part of the island's lore, reminding its inhabitants of the lake's raw power. Even as the island flourished under its new Irish identity, the echoes of James Strang's kingdom never fully faded. The roads and farms built by his followers continued to serve the community, and the sturdy buildings they erected stood as silent witnesses to a tumultuous past. The memory of the Mormon king, his ambitious experiment, and its violent end lingered in the collective consciousness, a permanent shadow cast over the island's serene beauty. This unique blend of indigenous history, Mormon ambition, and Irish resilience forged Beaver Island's distinct character, a place where history is not just remembered, but felt. Given its tumultuous past, it's perhaps no surprise that Beaver Island is also a hotbed of paranormal activity, a place where history isn't just read in books, but is said to linger in the very air. For generations, locals and visitors alike have whispered tales of mysterious lights, strange apparitions, and haunted ruins, blending the island's dark history with a rich tapestry of folklore. Many of these ghost stories are inextricably tied to James Strang and his ill-fated kingdom. The dramatic and violent end to his reign, coupled with the forced expulsion of his followers, left an indelible mark on the island's spiritual landscape. It's said that the restless spirits of those who suffered under Strang's rule, or those who were violently cast out, still roam the island. Paranormal investigators have documented numerous instances of electronic voice phenomena, or EVPs, at significant historical sites. At the Beaver Island South Lighthouse, for example, chilling voices have been captured uttering phrases like "shipwreck" and "I told you to go," perhaps echoes of maritime tragedies or the desperate pleas of those forced to flee. The Beaver Island Print Shop, a relic from Strang's era, is another focal point for supernatural encounters. Here, EVPs have reportedly revealed cryptic messages such as "He lost it," a chilling reference that many believe points directly to King Strang himself and the loss of his kingdom. Other voices have been heard lamenting, "Stuck here," suggesting spirits trapped between worlds, unable to move on from the island's dramatic past. Even the Beaver Island Headlight, a sentinel against the lake's fury, is rumoured to be haunted, with reports of disembodied voices and footsteps echoing in its tower. Local folklore further intertwines with these ghostly tales. The blend of indigenous spiritual beliefs, the intense religious fervour of the Mormon kingdom, and the enduring resilience of the Irish settlers has created a unique cultural tapestry. These stories serve as a constant reminder that Beaver Island is more than just a beautiful destination. It's a living museum of human drama, where the echoes of a turbulent past continue to resonate, captivating the imagination and sending shivers down the spine of anyone who dares to listen. Today, Beaver Island stands as a testament to resilience and the enduring power of nature. Its tranquil beaches, dense forests, and welcoming communities offer a peaceful retreat, a stark contrast to the turbulent chapters of its past. Yet, for those who know its history, the island remains perpetually shadowed by the extraordinary events that unfolded on its shores. It is this profound contrast between its serene beauty and its turbulent, often violent history that continues to draw people to Beaver Island. Historians delve into archives, seeking to unravel the complexities of James Strang's kingdom. Ghost hunters brave its haunted locales, hoping to connect with the restless spirits of a bygone era. And curious travellers, seeking more than just a scenic getaway, come to walk the same paths where a self-proclaimed king once ruled, where indigenous legends whisper, and where Irish resilience forged a new identity. Beaver Island is more than just an island in Lake Michigan. It is a living narrative, a place where the past is never truly past. It reminds us that even in the most remote corners of the world, human ambition, faith, and conflict can leave an indelible mark, shaping not just the land, but the very essence of its being. Its story is a powerful reminder of the unseen histories that lie beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary places waiting to be discovered. I have told you what I know. Whether you believe it or not is entirely up to you.
Dear friends, the mists close once more upon Beaver Island, a place where faith turned to fear, and the voices of the past still drift across the waters. Perhaps it is not the island itself that is haunted, but the memory of all who dared to shape it, and were, in turn, shaped by its shadows. I thank you for keeping me company this evening, for sharing in the silence between the echoes. Until we meet again, may the night be kind and the mysteries eternal.